I do. I have no idea what she's talking about when she says labor forced me. I was never at war with the labor unions. I had an issue on public. Yeah. Okay. How am I with labor? So, okay. So nobody forced me to do anything.
Thank you. Okay, the next question actually is a labor-related question, and it goes to you, Ms. Nixon. You want to give public employees the right to strike without penalties, opening the way for work stoppages by transit workers, teachers, sanitation workers, and public hospital employees. A transit strike in 2005 paralyzed the city. Mayor de Blasio says he is against it. Why do you think this is a good idea?
We're at a moment of unprecedented attacks on labor with the Janus decision, with corporate power unbridled, and our labor unions are the most important counterbalance we have to unbridled corporate power and greed. I think it's really important that public sector workers be allowed to strike. I think the Triborough Amendment was something that allowed contracts to continue, and actually the Taylor laws, which initially outlawed public sector union striking, made no impact. It was the Triborough Amendment. But what we have now is a situation, because of the Triborough Amendment, because of contracts continuing even after they've expired, there is no real way for public sector workers to get a better contract other than cozying up to someone like Governor Cuomo. And I think that labor unions need to have more independence and need to have more. If you look at the teachers' strikes across this country, they were very important. They were wildcat strikes, but those teachers needed to be allowed to strike, not only to feed their families and to get health benefits, but they actually struck also for the kids in those schools whose schools were so deeply underfunded. Kids who literally didn't have desks to sit at. I think we need to return to public sector workers every tool in their toolkit. And when
even if it paralyzes the city?
Workers don't want to strike. Workers will only strike when they are so aggrieved that they see no other recourse. And the fact of the matter is, when you strike as a public sector worker, if you've lost in the trial of public opinion, you have lost. You can only successfully strike